Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Composed Living with Elsa Elbert. I am your host, Elsa, and today my beautiful guests are Nikki Pitman, the Director of Shemesh Farms, and Karen Friedman, the Associate Director of Development and Sales, also at Shemesh Farms. And thank you both so much for being here.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you
us.
for having us.
Of course, I always love
We
spending
only
time with
speak
both
in
of you.
unison.
Great.
We usually do. I mean, this will be interesting.
Well, we'll just have to learn to not speak over one another. I'm so excited to have you both on here. I love the work that you do at Shemesh Farms, and I'm so happy to be able to talk a little bit with you both about it so that more people can learn all the amazing work that you're doing and learn how they can get involved in all of that. But why don't we start with, oh, I feel like a teacher now. I have to like call on someone. So fun. Let's start with Nikki. Do you want to introduce yourself and then we'll go to Karen and I would just let's kind of dive right in.
Sure. Thank you. I'm Nikki Pitman. I am the director of Shemesh Farms, and Shemesh Farms is a program of Shalom Institute. And we were created solely to offer programming, community, and employment to adults with diverse abilities. When we started 12 years ago, a lot of young adults were tapping out of the high school system at 22, and we created this wonderful social enterprise to make sure that people felt like they had a community where they belonged, but we're also getting to do meaningful work and we're being met at their own pace in their own way. And so for the last 12 years, we've grown and grown and grown, and here we are today. And so I'll just turn it over to Karen to introduce herself.
So I joined Shemesh Farms and Shalom a little over almost a year and a half ago. And the reason I joined was because Shemesh has grown so much that within our program, that it was time for us to grow outside of our program. So really, my main focus with Shemesh Farms is to share everything Nikki just said with the world and to make sure, and Nikki does it too. We kind of have a lot of crossover because we're like a really great team. Like we finish each other's sentences. We're joking at the beginning, but we really have the same dialogue and the same feeling and the same heart about this program. But my main focus is finding people like you, Elsa. You know, you carry our product and you also share our branding and our story every time someone walks in your store. And just, getting people to understand that when we're out there with farm stands or if we're out there at meetings, my goal, yeah, sure, is to develop donors and prospects and all that for Shemesh Farms. But really, the bigger thing is that almost every time I have a connection, we meet one person, at least one person who could benefit from our program. And that is what, we're all about because it's a free program and we're able to extend ourselves in through our community contacts and, really help expand the awareness and the opportunity for people to come to us and have a great day. Sometimes it's just volunteers, and I don't want to say just volunteers because I mean, we've had over 300 people visit us this year, right? I mean, we counted, it was probably even more than that through different groups. And I believe Nikki and I talk about this all the time. Our volunteers get just as much out of this program. Our coaches get just as much out of this program. Our community partners do, because you're literally going there to make someone's day and it's just a gift to be there and to be a part of that whole giving experience and that life experience. So that's what I try to do is just try to really get the word out, share it, and Nikki and I just keep, connecting with people and trying to let this thing grow, and make it available to as many people as possible.
I love that. And from my perspective, you're doing a great job because that's how I met both of you. You came into our store in Woodland Hills and you just reached out. We had a conversation. It's one of my favorite things when somebody from the community comes in who I don't know and I don't know anything about what they do. And they just ask, like, can we have a coffee? Can we sit down and talk about this thing? I have some ideas for a collaboration. I get so excited because that's essentially why I opened the space. You know, we're professional organizers. We don't need a community space with workshops and events and things, but like I do as a person. So
That's
Karen, I
true.
met you from there and I learned about Shemish Farms and I had no idea that it was there and the programming that you offer. You know, my oldest daughter falls on the autism spectrum and I've seen firsthand like the different ways where she is so productive and so functional, and then other areas where her brain just works completely differently than mine. And so I have the joy of like learning from her also how to teach other people and be more inclusive in my leadership style and to be more supportive of how she's going to work best. And so, not that that's, entirely what you all do, but that was my
Oh, it
main reason
is.
for connecting. And then, of course, I love sustainability. I love organic farming, and the products that you make are beautiful. And we're so happy to carry a small selection of them in the store. But I think we've like we've touched on the overarching concept of what Shemesh Farms is, but like, let's talk about the nitty gritty. Like, what is it an actual farm? Where are you? Who works there? What are you making? All the things.
Shall I go?
Nikki? Yeah.
Yeah, I want to touch on something before we go into the whole nitty-gritty. So we are a small urban farm. We grow hydroponically and raise garden beds. But what you were just speaking to, Elsa, about your daughter and about sustainability, it's like you just said what we do. You really did. Is we meet everybody where they are, right? We don't say, come to our world. We're like, here's your world. And how do we best serve? And how do we best connect? And how can we all benefit from this incredible farm and community that's here at Shemesh? And Shemesh means sun in Hebrew, and our tagline is because the sun shines on all of us. So, whoever you are,
Beautiful.
we are a Jewish organization, but whatever your religion, whatever your ability, whatever your race, whoever you are, wherever you're at, you get to be part of Shemesh Farms. And Karen has heard me say this ad nauseum, but I always joke that we could be making drapes. I mean, we could be doing
Thankfully, we're
anything,
not.
but we're not, right? We're working with the natural world. And just as we have this diversity of herbs and plants and flowers and trees in our garden, that's what we have in our community. And just as every plant grows in its own pace, in its own way, in its own time, so do the people in our community. And everybody needs different things. And we try to meet them where they're at. And so, one of the ways we do that in the garden is we plant companion plants, plants that help other plants to grow and flourish to meet their potential, right? They might keep critters away or attract as pollinators. And so we do that with our coaches, with our volunteers, with our staff, and with our farm fellows. Our farm fellows help us. They help all of us every day and enrich our lives. So whether you're verbal or nonverbal or dexterous or non-dexterous, or you can give your attention for 2 minutes or 2 hours. We'll meet you where you are. And if you want to grow further, there's something really that jazzes you about what we do here. Like one of our farm fellows is a writer and he loves to research. So he does a lot of research and writing for us. One of our farm fellows
Oh,
is like Karen's right hand person and works with her on inventory and office and event things. And I don't know,
by Sally.
it's, that's super cool. So I just really wanted to speak to that. We exist solely to offer this programming community and employment for our adults that come here as farm fellows, which is what we call them. Our program is free so that everybody who wants to be part of this can be. We rely solely on generous grants and donations and people getting the word out. I'll let Karen speak more to that because that's her jam right there. But you'd walk past where we live currently in Zuma Beach since we lost our original campus in the Woolsey fire, and you might just go, what is going on here? There's 13 raised garden beds, there's 22 hydroponic towers, there's compost going on, and it's right here, in a neighborhood. And so just like the neighborhood, we kind of have our own neighborhood of belonging right here at the farm. And I'll just turn it over to Karen for more of that.
Thank you. I was going to say everything that Nikki said, all that plus, plus, plus. It's 100% our focus is really just, I think, recognizing our program is a very simple thing. We have an urban farm, we invite people in, and no matter what happens that day, it's open. It's open. We are open. So we really are so blessed to have all these coaches and all of these people who can really make sure that every day is a good day there because it's it's structured, but it's not so structured that you have to do it our way. It's structured in the way that it is open to whatever, like what Nikki said, it's for everyone. The sun shines on everyone. you come as you are. We are grateful to have you as you are. And it's just really, it's like I don't want to get all mushy, but it's really a blessing. It's just one of those things where you walk, if you walk by it, I always talk about my favorite movie quote is from the Color Purple, and it's when she says, I think God gets mad when you walk by the color purple and don't take a second look. And I think you could really easily walk past Shemesh Farms and not savor it and not take it in because it's a simple little sweet space, but it's for some people it may not be that big of a deal. And you really have to take that second look and really go in and give it a chance to just, really take it in and see what it is. And I think that we change lives. I really do. And I don't know if that's the ultimate purpose of it, but I see people who come in who maybe been suffering a little bit, like they lost someone in their life and they want to come and get a great day. Or maybe they've, just gotten over an illness or they've been diagnosed, or there's just so many things, or they've had family members. And it's a place where you really could just let things go a little bit and do something for yourself and really know that you're making an impact on other people's lives. And we've seen it, like Nikki referred to my right hand gal, Sally. I mean, her first day she was super quiet. Her second day she was super quiet. She had been super quiet, I think that was before I even came to Shemesh Farms. And when I was introduced to her, it was like, I was like trying to get to know her. She pretty much thinks she runs the place now, and she pretty much does. I mean, she's fantastic, and anything she says, it goes. Like we're like, oh, okay, Sally said, so we're doing that, and it's just she writes our board out for the day. She lets everyone know what's happening. I mean, we have the meeting, and if we miss a beat, she'll let us know, and it's like such a confidence boost that we've seen just in that one person. And I think there's so many other stories like that. But when you change and you literally see someone evolve and develop job skills, life skills, opportunities for social skills and recognizing, like she has such empathy, which I think she always that's in her, but the ability to see that, oh, that person doesn't see it this way, and that's okay. Like let them do what they want to do and have her have that recognition and that total grace and ability to see that. It's just, I mean, I don't feel like it's something we necessarily provide on our own. I think it provides together. It's something that we are just so lucky. Like, I mean, I pinch myself every day for my job. Nikki and I say it all the time. And Nikki's like, I'm the director of Shemesh Farms. It's like pinch, pinch, like we literally live in this gleeful, amazing space because we're just given gifts every time we're there. I mean, every time we're there. And we really celebrate these differences and we have so much fun, with the things that people say and the things that people do. And you're like, yeah, okay, and it's just, we roll with it. And it's just a wonderful thing. So it's when I go and try to connect communities to that, my biggest goal is to get them to walk in the door and to come in and see it. Because I can tell you, people maybe may watch this and go, wow, that sounds cool. But until they walk in there, until they come in, you don't have to do hard farm work, by the way. You can just come in and experience for yourself too. The sun shines on everyone, including people who come experience us. And I think that getting in that door and seeing and feeling, there's just something magical that happens there. And it's very simple and very consistent and with
I
its
love that.
inconsistencies. Yeah, it's
So
just great.
much beauty in what you've described. I mean,
Thank
you've
you.
really, Shemish sounds like this incredible community that is so inclusive and welcoming, and that provides so much healing for the individuals, for your farm fellows, but also for you, for the volunteers who are coming or just visitors who stop by, and also for the natural world. You are bringing pollinators. You have an apiary. Is that what it's called when there's bees?
We, yeah, yeah, yeah. We did
Yeah,
until the fire hit, and now we're part of a honey collective called the Valley Hive in Chatsworth. It's right off Topanga, and so
amazing.
we now get our honey from there and jar it here on our premises. And the hope is, as we're building back the campus at Shalom Institute, we'll bring the apiary back.
Amazing. But that healing, it goes so much farther than you can even see, right? The healing of one person and that confidence now that Sally has, for example, and these leadership skills that she's developing, she's going to take that out into all of the relationships that she has. for the rest of her life, you know, and then who knows how many other people she will inspire who maybe see the before and after difference in her. Maybe they become farm fellows. But this is the beauty of human interaction and community, you know. We get so burnt out on all of the bad news stories that we hear constantly. And really, that's why I love having this podcast, is because we get to highlight these moments of just the gorgeousness of being a human being that's alive sometimes.
I love that. Yeah,
We've talked about this so many times too. We need to have, my whole team wants to come and spend some time at the farm.
anytime.
So we just need to actually make that happen as a side note. I love being in a garden. We have like a crazy gopher problem in our backyard. So I'm not even attempting to plant anything at the moment. But I love it's just being outside in nature is so restorative for me. I think probably for all humans, whether they want to admit it or not. But the idea of spending a day in this beautiful community that you have and working with plants, and I also just love, I want to see the whole process of what you do. So you have the farm, obviously you're growing things. Like, what are you doing with the things that you're growing?
So
Take it.
what we do is, and you carry our products. So you've seen the fruits of our labor. And what we love about our products so much, I think, is the idea that every one of our farm fellows, volunteers, staff, everybody's in that product, right? Everybody's had their hands on that product in some way. So we have different areas
Clean
of the
hands,
farm that
clean
get
hands.
clean. Thank you. Clean hands for sure. But we offer choice as much as possible. Like today we were kind of crazy working on sorting herbs, right? So we were removing leaves from the stems and then we compost what we don't use. So it's a wonderful cycle of sustainability in that. But so most people, I was like, you have a choice of working inside or outside. I need you to work on this stuff because we're off tomorrow for Yom Kippur and all these fresh herbs would sit otherwise. But working outside, we grow hydroponically. We have 20-gallon tanks and our hydroponic towers go up to 7 feet tall. So you can grow many different plants on that. We grow about 22 different herbs right now. A lot of green onions, chives, parsley, dill, basil, cayenne peppers, mint, sorrel, marjoram, just oregano, thyme. We grow a lot of different things. So we grow them in the towers, we grow them in our raised garden beds, and we have some grow bags as well that we use. And when the plants are ready to be harvested, they get harvested, everything gets washed. If it's going to dry first, like rosemary or sage, we'll bundle it and hang it up to dry. Otherwise, we have dry racks for things that we put on, we sort our herbs. So we're taking the leaves from the stems, like I said, composting. And then those leaves either go directly on to the dry racks, either hanging in our dry shed, or we have some racks inside, or our onions and our chives go directly into a dehydrator. And so it zaps them of all their moisture and really keeps their color really well. And then once everything else has been on the dry rack for about anywhere from 24 to 72 hours, it goes into the dehydrator. So we just make sure there's no moisture left because then we crush the herbs and we curate them into the recipes that you have. And a lot of them have some really fun names like shofar, so good for Rosh Hashanah, or Holakala for Hanukkah. But some of them are pretty straightforward, like our Za'atar blend. So we say Za'atar blend number 4, so we can develop some curiosity since it took us 4 tries to figure out that recipe.
That's fun.
And so that's what we do. And so the fellows work in every aspect of the farm, whether they're out in the garden or they're sorting or they're, you know, grinding the herbs down and curating recipes, bottling them, labeling them.
Yeah.
Karen, you want to
I
add
love
to
it.
that?
I love that it's the whole process from start to finish of, you know, you're growing the herbs, and if that's your interest, you can be there. Also,
It's
like
also
drying herbs is
maintenance.
one of my favorite activities. It's just so satisfying. Like when you can harvest something from your own garden, even if it's as simple as like a bunch of dill and then you dry it. Like I do this all like, you know, just on a small scale, like one bottle at a time for myself, but I'll dry it and refill my spice jars that way. And I use your Za'atar blend on almost everything I cook.
It's
It's
so good.
so
It's so good.
universal. It's so good. And it just gives everything a better flavor. Like I eat a lot of zucchini. I literally will just throw a zucchini in a saute pan, add some Za'atar, a little bit of salt,
Yum.
and it's like perfection.
Yeah,
But
our
you also
za'atar I
have,
think is. Oh,
no, go
go ahead.
ahead.
I was to say our za'atar. Ooh, lost my ear. Our za'atar is like I think one of the freshest za'atars I've ever tasted. It just has such a great. Am I? Can you hear me? Did I mess up? You're good. Okay. It just has such a. It really just a robust flavor. It doesn't. It you could really taste the herbs in it. Where I think a lot of dried za'atars you kind of get like a mixture of blends, and so sorry, my
Yeah.
ear's falling out.
Well, I think all of your spice blends, I've tried all your products that we carry, and we have your honey, which is delicious and flies off the shelves. And it's funny, I was like, my mom she's Middle Eastern. She puts honey in she probably goes through like a 2 pound thing of honey in a day. But I'm not, I like don't sweeten anything. And so when Karen showed me the 2 pound jars, I was like, nobody's going to buy that much honey all at once.
It's our
It's
number
like
one seller.
flies off the shelves, and I was like, "Who's
Yeah,
consuming so
us too.
much?" But then I'm like, I guess yeah, if you drink a lot of tea, you're using it as a sweetener, whatever, and it's so good. It's always my go-to, like only if I'm feeling unwell or the kids are. I'm like, have a teaspoon of honey. That's gonna cure everything. But all of the spices are wonderful. You have salts, the little salt trio. I don't know if that's a seasonal item, but they're also delicious. And then
Yeah, and
tea.
I
You
want
make
to
tea
just
out of
go.
some of the herbs.
We do. We do. I just want to hit back though about the 2 pound honey. Before Karen came on, we had two sizes of honey. We had a 2 ounce, which you carry as well, and the 4 ounce. And Karen's like, I think we need to go bigger. I think people really want honey. And Karen's the one that said, let's do 1 pound and 2 pound. I said, all right, let's try it. And
Yeah,
that's what's
people love it.
selling.
I think we could probably sell 3 pound. The 2 pound is our number one selling product right now. It's the only thing that beats Za'atar in our like our inventory. I mean, those are the two things we're constantly refilling is
That's
Za'atar and
amazing.
our 2 pound honey
I mean, you're bringing me
constantly.
more of both on Friday, so I
I
know that
am.
what you're
I
saying
I
is
have it in
true.
my car ready to go.
And as
And I
tea
love
blend goes, I just want to stress on that too, because you've spoken to this, and I think that you know, coming from a place of where our values are and where your values are, Elsa, because it's so clear what your values are in your store, and it's so lovely, and it's a gift to get to be a part of that. So thank you for sharing our products with the world in that way. But our tea, the name of it comes from one of our greatest Jewish values, which is tikkun olam, which means to repair the world. And our tikkun olam is all about repairing yourself, taking care of yourself before you go out and take care of the world. So.
that's so beautiful. I
We have a
love
lot
all
of
of
puns. We have a
your,
lot of
yeah,
puns.
your packaging is so beautiful, and the descriptions of things it's so sweet. And it's a very easy, for me, I guess I love having products in the store that have a story. And I think it's easy for someone to come in and just kind of take a peek and be like, it's like a home goods store. Like, I'm not into it and walk out. But everything that's in there has a story about a human being behind it and like what cool things they're doing that led them to create this product. And so it's an honor to have the products from Shemesh because that's such an easy one to sell. Where it's like the minute I ask, "Oh, do you know this farm?" They either say, "Oh yeah, this is why I came here." Because they're like, "We know that you carry their stuff." And I'm like, "Wonderful. You take a 2 pound honey, take some tea, some spices." Or they say no, and then it's like, "Well, let me tell you all the goodness." And then they get so excited, and I love doing that for you all and your cause, but that really is everything that we carry in the space. Even if it just looks like, oh, that's a piece of glass. I'm like, oh no, but let me tell you, that's like it's recycled and they add the color right into the glass so it's not going to peel. It just brings me so much joy.
I think your store is my go-to store for gifts because it's always just what you said. I mean, Shemesh aside, every single product that you carry is so meaningful, purposeful, beautiful. I mean, I pretty much have gotten every major gift for like my friends this in the
Yeah.
last year from your store. I mean, I'm like, get another one of those. It's like- I have some go-tos that I get from you, but I absolutely love how mission driven your purchasing of your items are and how focused you are on just, really representing your own values and goals in them and just I don't want to say goals, like your own mission. when you purchase and
Yeah.
select the products you carry. And we're honored that we are part of that, that we
Yeah.
get to have our products alongside some of those other wonderful products you have.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's mutual.
Uh, I think it's one, it's a joy for me to do it, but two, it's also as a business owner, I have such a it's like a no-brainer opportunity. There's no one who's going to tell me no, right? So it's like, why wouldn't I use this opportunity to highlight my values and to be able to share those with people in the community? And we talk a lot about sustainability, purchasing from small businesses, trying to be plastic free, and just trying to support people who are doing good in the world. So I guess I kind of see that as like that is my primary business purpose. And then secondarily, it's like you hope it resonates with people and they want to come spend money in your store so I can pay my bills and pay my team.
I think that's
That's
the gift,
important too.
though, is when you get
Okay.
to, be in a business or an organization or whatever your work is, is that when it's done with intention and with the desire to make the world a better place, people are drawn to that. At least the people we want to be drawn to that for sure are drawn to that. And I think that's the beauty of this kind of collaboration is, and that's what we've been about is finding ways to collaborate within the community or communities as we're part of like LA and Ventura and even kind of across the world with, what we do. People buy our products from all over the country because we've had articles written about us and people are like, I want to support that. We
Amazing.
have a wonderful opportunity to be a member, a monthly member, which I'm just going to turn over to Karen to talk about. But it's another way to feel like you get to do something without having to do so much. So I don't know, Karen, if you want to talk about the Hive and how that helps
Sure.
us.
Yeah, I definitely want to talk about the Hive. And then I just wanted to say, we all in the community, we get, and I get referrals all the time for people who should carry our product. And we're really, just what Nikki just said, we're really, and not that I'd love anyone to sell our product because any product that's sold helps our program continue to go. And it also every time something leaves our shelf, we need to replace it. So it gives people work, not just money, but it gives them something to do. Like we're out of za'atar. We need to make more za'atar. And it gets everyone part of that process of thinking, okay, do we have enough marjoram? Like all the stuff that everyone gets to be a part of that process. But the end product, to have it sold, is not so much about the sales, which, yeah, that does help us. It's about the mission and making sure that it's just like what you just said. That the store that's carrying it isn't going to put it in a corner and go, oh yeah, this is cute honey, because it's not cute honey. I mean, it is cute honey. It is
It is
beautiful,
cute,
cute
honey.
honey. It is cute, super cute honey, but it's also like honey that has been jarred by adults with diverse abilities, and they put their heart and soul into every single. Sometimes the stickers are a little crooked. We get really like, oh, we sent the wrong honey, but like it's just our program. It's how it is. It's beautiful and it's perfectly imperfect, and I think that having partners like you, and we have a future partner coming up, Skirball, where we have our stuff in their store as well, who really are focusing on, the mission of taking care of the world, of connecting to other communities and to sustainability and to all of that. So that's why we're with you. It's because we love
Yeah,
you. But I will tell you about the Hive, since Nikki brought it up. In order for our program to sustain, if it's okay for me to share this,
of course.
itself, we are 100% free to everyone who comes to us. And therefore, our income line really comes from generosity of donors. And the majority of what I do and what Nikki and I actually both do together is I mean, we're constantly looking at grants, at programs that are looking to help fund, but we also know that we can, through our community, connect everyone who wants to be a part of our great work, And so we have a program called the Hive, which is a monthly donor community, and people from as low as $18 a month can make a huge impact on Shemesh Farms. We have people giving over $100 a month, lots, all different kinds of gifts. But I always say our $18 a month people are people we know we're going to have them coming into the farm. We know that they're going to come in, and it's a consistent, great, wonderful thing. And we're grateful for every single person that joins the Hive because it adds up. If I, you know, it and it really, really makes a difference on our bottom line. so that we can continue stretching out. We can continue bringing in these more people. I mean, we have 100, almost 40 farm fellows, or 100 somewhere. I mean, we're losing track
Wow.
because so many groups are growing that we invite in. And I believe that when I came last year in June, I mean, they were high-fiving and excited that we were at 90 people last year. So once the ball started rolling, when they were at 90 and they were able to hire someone and work with and have all, it's just been a snowball since. Like, I don't think we've had a moment really of not growth since before I got here, and it's just continuing. And now we're, at we're just keeping it going. We just want to see, you know, the positive changes that we make and that the program makes for anyone possible. So we would love to share with everyone that you can go to our website and join the Hive. $18 a month makes a huge difference. It would really help us. We have Hive events that are unique just to our donor groups. We do little cute little gifts sometimes for Hive people, but really the purpose of it is to build our community, to have that network. Because if you're a Hive member at $18, you might have like three friends who are also Hive members at $18, or maybe one of them owns an herb farm that can help us. Or we've had so many different connections that have happened in different ways just from meeting people who want to help us. And not
That's
everyone has
awesome.
this capacity. It's not about capacity of like giving us $1 million a month. It's really just about everyone, can make a difference with whatever
Yeah.
is meaningful to them. So
And
that's
also,
what the
if
Hive
you're
is.
open to giving $1 million a month, they will gladly accept it.
Yes.
We won't say
Let's
no.
not turn that down.
Thank you. Thank you. We would like that.
Uh, I mean, I also run a nonprofit, and that monthly guaranteed income that supports your operations is so crucial. Just to know that you can count on something coming in every month, even if it is a minimal amount, it goes a long way towards sustaining the energy and the passion and the enthusiasm of the people who are trying to do the work. So I completely understand the importance of having the hive, and also what a cute name with the bees and the hive. Yeah, I just love all of your marketing. It's so clever and sweet. Yeah, so people can visit the website, which will be in the show notes, and become a hive member. Of course, they can visit the farm and just take a tour or volunteer for the day if they want to be inside or outside. And you have such a fun event coming up in November. Smash, tell us a
Here,
You
little
want to
bit
talk
about
about it,
that.
Nikki?
you go ahead. You talk about it.
Okay. So Pumpkin Smash last year, I was new last year, and so a lot of this stuff for me is like brand new and super exciting. But I didn't realize it was super exciting for Nikki too. Like it's still. But last year I remember after Halloween, we had a lot of people bringing in pumpkins, and the
This is
farm
the third
fellows.
year. That was the third year we did
Okay,
it. Yeah,
Cool.
right. So,
yeah.
but for me, I was like, this is insane. The farm fellows, I mean, anyone who came in, we had groups come in, Maiden Community came in, which is how we met you, and smashed pumpkins, and it's like super fun to smash a pumpkin, first of all, but it also is
Hmm.
super the nutrient dense for our compost. It's great for our, we have a regenerative garden. We have not bought food for our garden since I've been there, our farm. And I'm pretty sure that except for when the original planting of the soil, we really pretty much create all of our soil through compost and just continue to amend our soil. So it's pretty awesome. And so the Pumpkin Smash is going to be an event on November 2nd. You can bring your pumpkins. It is like a mitzvah day, if you're familiar with mitzvah day at temples, where we're going to have several different community partners come and help us with social justice type of service projects. So we'll be accepting kind of what you do. We'll be accepting gently used clothing, Halloween candy, canned goods, and all of that will help the feeding ministry and the program that's at the Malibu United Methodist Church when they have this big Thanksgiving program. And we're definitely looking for some sorters for that. And then we're going to have different organizations come. Like we'll have a planting project, we'll have a DIY project. The pumpkin snatch itself will be a huge thing, a huge hit. We'll have card writing for is that for the feeding ministry,
Personal care
Nikki?
bags. Yeah,
And
personal care
personal care
bags that are
bags.
getting made. Hmm.
Yeah, and so there's a whole bunch of things like that we're going to be doing. Plus, we'll have farm tours. But the other thing is that we have dedicated a corner of our garden. We are doing so well. Our garden is abundant. We feel very fortunate and blessed to have everyone to work on the garden and do this great work with us and to grow with us. So that we've always had a little bit of a space that we've grown for the feeding ministry. And now we've kind of really dedicated that space. So we're growing onions and carrots and different kinds of vegetables that will be for the feeding ministry. And we're going to dedicate that garden on that day, have a
Awesome.
little ribbon cutting. And in the next upcoming weeks, we are putting in decomposed granite on the ground. So it'll be a lot more accessible. We are accessible, but it is difficult. And doing any of these permanent changes at first was kind of like, we're not going to be here that long. This is a temporary location for us, but we've signed on to stay a few more years. So we're putting in this ground to really up our experience in the farm. And so all of that will be kind of like this big at Pumpkin Smash, and we're inviting a lot of people. And it's a free event. Of course, you can do a sponsor ticket if you want to. If you go on our website and go into events, you can see how to register, and you can come for free. Come with the whole family. It should be a lot of fun. We're going to have our farm stand there, of course. So those of you who are feeling like you want to have our honey and you can't, they sell out at Elsa's store. You can come get them from us, but also get them from Elsa. And then, but we'll also have a tasting table so you can taste all of our herbs. We put them into like yummy dips and different kinds of ways of tasting what our herb blends taste like. And, a fun concession stand. And we'll have a big presence from our parent organization, Shalom Institute, to kind of show who we are in terms of Shalom Institute and how we are a part of them. Because we are a part of, we are Shalom Institute. And just, it's going to be a great community event.
It
Anything
sounds
else you want to add about it?
awesome. I
Yeah.
didn't even realize that there was
Realized
like so much that's happening in addition to the dedication of the garden, which is beautiful in itself. But wow, what a day. That sounds like a perfect way to spend an afternoon. You're out in Malibu. I mean, how lovely.
Yeah,
And
I
I know
just I
we talked
realized
about
as
your
I was listening to, sorry, Karen, but I just realized I don't think I'd mentioned before is after the Woolsey fire, all our programs went into diaspora. We were all over Los Angeles, and Shemesh moved to Malibu Jewish Center and Synagogue until September 2022, and then we moved up to Zuma Beach at the Malibu United Methodist Church because the synagogue was refurbishing their campus. So where we live right now is in Zuma Beach at Malibu United Methodist Church, and that's why we're so connected to them and their feeding ministry and all that. We're also from our community building where we house our offices and our program. It's just a 7-minute walk straight into the center of Zuma Beach. So if you come out here, it's like you've got
it's a tough
beach, you've
location.
got farm garden. It's kind of like the whole shebang.
Everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like everyone listening needs to come, bring some donations with you, eat all when you turn your herbs into the dips, it's next level. It's so
It,
good. We had a
and
little
literally it
event
felt like serving
together.
home. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, that was a big hit. So, yeah, we're gonna chat on Friday, Karen and I, about how Composed Giving can participate. And I think we'll gladly volunteer to be your donation sorters. We're very
I was hoping you were
adept
going to
in
say
that
that.
arena.
I didn't want to put you on the hook because I know we were talking about it, but I wasn't sure. So
Yeah,
how
yeah.
much you,
Very happy.
yes, of course we want you that for that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, we'll be very happy to help. And so you can come and chat with me at the donation drop-off table as well. I'm debating, I don't know what my family schedule is, but I was like, I can either bring my husband and kids or my team, but I think everybody would have a great day. And that's like my dream come true day. You get to be
Yeah.
a little bit of service, be in community, be in nature, go to the beach. It's like I can't have a bad day if I see the ocean, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, you should bring your candles too that help benefit the families that lost their homes in the
Oh yeah.
wildfires.
Or
Yeah,
I love
we can
LA
definitely
candles.
yeah, we could put those with the farm stand or whatever you want. We can help you sell those
Yeah.
too
Oh,
because
they smell so
so,
good.
I mean, and it affects it affects our that's our community. I mean, we're in Malibu, we're in Palibu, and we just went to a Palibu Day of Service, and it's just there's so much need out there for kindness, and so I love that you have that. And first of all, the work that you did during the fires was just you're my people.
It's,
I love you.
it's
You're just an
very
amazing human.
necessary. I just
Yeah.
drove through Palisades for the first time last weekend. I haven't ventured that way. And it is just so heart-wrenching and devastating to see an entire community. It actually took me a while, and I grew up here. Like, I'm very familiar, especially with the coastline between Santa Monica and Malibu. That was like my running path was like starting at the pier and running north. And then, it's if I'm going to go to the beach, I'm going to go north of Santa Monica. And so that's been my whole life. And I was driving down PCH, like from my house, I would come out by Pepperdine University and head south past the Malibu Country Mart and all of that. And then I was looking and was like, something feels different about this view. It feels it's like so open. I'm seeing so much ocean. And because they've done a lot of the cleanup work, I didn't see that there's still the rubble of houses and that's what was missing. Like that you don't normally see any part of that coastline because it was all homes. And then when you start to see it, it was like, oh my gosh, you see all of the devastation of what just remains. And then you start to think of like how many thousands of people are displaced and still displaced. So yeah, it's anything that people can do to help, I think, is so necessary. And also why, building a community is so important. I think the Palisades is a very tight-knit community, as is Malibu, as is Topanga. It's like such a special little triangle of the world. And I think everybody did a beautiful job of coming together to support and help. And you two are no strangers to being displaced by fires with the farms. It's like a sadly, sort of an annual recurrence where there's at least the scare that something is going to happen. So thank goodness you keep finding new homes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're very blessed.
Yeah.
We're very fortunate. We joke a lot too, as well, that we joke a lot. But our hydroponic towers, when we started using them, was after the Woolsey fire, and we had just gotten to Malibu Jewish Center and Synagogue, and we needed to start growing very quickly. And so the towers were a way to do that. And now they've just become an incredible component of our growing. And they're wonderful because they grow upwards and we can put so many different plants. They use very little
Mhm.
water, very little electricity, so they're wonderful that way. But you can also take them apart and put them back together in a day and not lose growth. And then the other wonderful thing for us is that for people who are using wheelchairs or walkers or just have, struggle to bend over, you can settle right up to the towers and you can plant, you can harvest. It's right there. So, and of course, they don't require soil, which is great. So you can grow in any urban setting.
Which I also love because the idea of being able to grow your own food anywhere that you are and not requiring land or, soil, it's like that becomes very expensive and not affordable for most people in Los Angeles. Or if you're in an apartment, you just have a small balcony, something like that. It gives you the opportunity to grow your own food, which is a beautiful way to sustain yourself and to support a hyper, hyper, hyper local community of growing food. You don't even have to make it to the farmer's market. You can just open your sliding glass door and pick some fresh fruits or veggies or herbs. It's a beautiful way to healthily feed yourself.
I will add that on
Absolutely.
at the Pumpkin Smash, we will be doing farm tours. So if people want to learn about hydroponics, they'll get a chance to learn a little bit more about them, see them, and then we could always connect you with who we work with our hydroponics. If you want to try to go that way, I have one in my backyard,
Gopher
and
resistant.
yeah, I have a lettuce that was like, I'm not kidding you. I've never seen something so big. I literally, we were so busy at the farm and just doing stuff that I let it go for like a week, and I could not believe the size of this lettuce. I mean, you grow real, you have
Wow.
to, and it's beautiful, beautiful stuff.
This actually, now I'm intrigued. I'm like, this might be the solution to my gopher problem.
Oh,
Because
oh
I would
yeah.
really love to have something growing in the backyard. And I also know my own limitations, and those involve watering something on a daily basis. So unless I can put it in the ground or we like have a drip system, I'm gonna forget to go out and like water it and give it the things that it needs. Or the gophers will just come like little monsters and eat their roots, which
They're really good for the
I
soil.
want I want the gophers to be happy and healthy, but like out in the wild eating something that's not my backyard.
I recently
Uh
found out they're really good for the soil. They do great
Gophers?
things for soil. Yeah, underneath, but they ruin your plants. So there's like the whose soil are you good for? I don't know.
Well,
But
I don't, not my soil. I'm also convinced we have our backyard is like it slopes up away from the house. And when we bought it, it was planted with vines that I think were at the top and they kind of grew down. And the little gophers ate the roots of all of the vines. So then it dies like 20 feet below it, you know? So we used to just have this beautiful, like very lush looking landscaping, and now it's barren. It looks like a desert. It's just dirt and like a smattering of aloe plants because I guess the gophers don't enjoy those, and some lavender plant. They don't like things that have a scent, I guess. So we have like a few lavenders and rosemaries that have survived, but there's like 20 feet of just blank dirt space in between every plant. So I will reframe my thinking about it and appreciate the gophers for keeping that soil very healthy,
Who knows?
even though
I just
nothing
read
can
that.
grow
I'm like,
there.
really?
God bless the
But
I just
also,
gophers.
read that.
it's
I'm
like if there's that many gopher tunnels under this slope, at some point, isn't it just gonna like sinkhole? This is my new concern. It's like if there's thousands of gophers living and they're all just, it doesn't give me a lot of confidence that that ground is gonna
It's a new
stay up
Ben
for very
Affleck
much
movie.
longer.
I was gonna say it sounds like a great like teen book, like the Rats of Nim, but the
Just
Gophers, you know.
Ooh, man, it's a little nerve-wracking. So anyway, change the subject. I don't want to manifest that. Okay, so people know how they can connect with you. They can join the Hive. Please come on November 2nd. You can meet all three of us, and bring your pumpkins. I love this. On Smashing a Pumpkin is like, what an emotional release. It's so fun and not something that I think we do enough as adults because that would be weird if we were going around smashing pumpkins. But so fun, and an opportunity to learn about everything that you're doing and be a part of that community for the day and likely for a lifetime after because you do such a good job of bringing people in and keeping them.
Thank you.
I just want to add one thing. It's a very nicely sponsored event. We've got a lot of very generous people who've helped us put this event on. Please visit our website. If you want to help sponsor any of the features or bring anything, you can go on the website and find out how to sponsor it as well. But I would love to shout out to our event sponsor, which is Mount Sinai Memorial Parks and Mortuary. They were very generous with us to help us get this off the ground. So very excited. And all of our community partners like Compose Living, Giving, both of you who everyone, all of you help sustain us and help us so that we can do these kinds of events. So made in community as well.
Oh, that's
And I think
wonderful.
here in community. There's so many.
Everyone.
Look at our
um,
flyer. There's so many names on there. We could pick them all. It's like an Oscar speech.
I
Also,
know.
just a
Kind
shout
like,
out that the event is just from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's a great way to come out if you want to do brunch or lunch before you come or do a meal after. You want to just, park your car and go down to the beach. It's kind of a wonderful day.
yeah, it sounds fabulous, and I'm excited to be there and to spend the day with you both. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and chat with me. I adore both of you, and I'm so grateful for the work that you do and for Shemesh and Shalom Institute. But really, thank you just for taking the time to share the work that you do with everybody who's listening.
This was fun.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so
It was really
much.
great talking to you.
Okay.